Welcome to Myth and Mind. Tonight, we journey to ancient Egypt, where myth was written in stars and stone, and the soul's worth was weighed against a feather. This is a story of balance, of what it means to live lightly, and how moderation was not just a virtue, but the very measure of immortality. In the afterlife, each soul enters the hall of two truths, where the gods await. Before Osiris, Lord of the dead, every soul is asked, have you lived in accordance with Ma'at, the principle of balance, justice, and truth? The heart is placed on a golden scale. Opposite it, a single white feather, the feather of Ma'at herself, and a symbol of truth, purity, and inner alignment. If the heart is heavier than the feather, it is devoured by Amit, part lion, part crocodile, part hippopotamus. When Amit devours the heart, the soul ceases to exist. But if the heart is light, balanced, honest, and whole, then the soul is welcomed into eternal paradise, the field of reeds. One ancient scribe, Ani, stands before Osiris. His journey is written in the papyrus of Ani, one of the most complete versions of the Book of the Dead. Ani recites the negative confession, not to proclaim perfection, but to show he tried to live with moderation and integrity. I have not stolen. I have not spoken lies. I have not overstepped my limits. I have not made others weep. His heart is weighed, and he waits as the gods look on. The scale tips evenly. His heart is as light as the feather. He has not lived without flaws, but he lived with awareness, never letting his desires outweigh his duty. He is then granted passage. The weighing of the heart is not just an afterlife tale. It is a psychological mirror. In Jungian terms, the heart can symbolize the self, the emotional core where truth resides. The feather, meanwhile, reflects the ideal, a psyche in harmony with itself and with others. Moderation here means not the absence of feeling, but emotional regulation, not repressing the self, but integrating the parts we fear. In psychological terms, a heavy heart might carry shame, guilt, or unresolved grief. A light heart suggests emotional clarity and a conscience that is at rest. Ani's story reminds us the goal isn't perfection, it's integration. To live not too far in excess, nor too tightly gripped by control. Moderation in myth and in mind is the art of staying centered, so that when the time comes, we might meet ourselves without fear. You are not asked to be flawless, only balanced. To live so that your heart can rest beside a feather, not as a test, but as a reflection of you. In the small refusals, in the daily rituals, in the moments that you return to yourself, you walk the path of Ma'at. Thank you for listening. If you are enjoying these stories, please be sure to like and subscribe the video. And if you want to dive in deeper to this myth or the themes that we talked about, go ahead and check out the description box below for recommended readings. See you next time.